It's been a long day. What about you? What did you do today?
Actually, my day is also going quite busy because I also have done a lot of things in a day, like which is in my to-do list. So it's going quite busy and at the same time it's productive as well.
Wonderful.
And
Uh,
what about your?
yeah, so I went to the gym in the morning and then the whole day I spent volunteering. So we had to go around Bangalore and just looking for clusters, looking for people and, you know, giving something back. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
So what
good
do
to
you
hear.
do?
Um,
Would you
okay,
like to tell me
like
a bit about
we
yourself?
can do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. As you know already, my name is Mahima Shukla and I'm from Uttar Pradesh. Currently, I'm pursuing my master's in English literature. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
Wow, you're pursuing your okay, that's really wonderful. I'm shall I go now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So I'm Upasana, and I'm pursuing my bachelor's in English literature. And I'm a part-time tuition teacher for little kids that I do independently. And then I also work for Clapingo here, and I volunteer whenever I have the time. Yeah.
Oh my God, so you are doing a lot of things.
I know everyone says that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I am. That's when I like realize, I
How do you manage all things like together? Because teaching to kids, and here you are attending a class on Clappingo, and apart from that, you have a study to do that.
well, that's because I think I'm happy doing it. When you're happy staying busy, I feel like it's different than if you're not happy doing what you love. Um, yeah, I mean, staying busy helps me keep my mind off uh, all the worry and all the, tragedy life throws at you. um, so yeah, I'm good. So what do you do exactly? You're pursuing your master's, right?
Yeah, I'm pursuing my master's from distance, like Sikkim, Manipal,
Same.
and
I'm
oh,
doing distance
same,
education. Yeah,
the same from the same university.
not the same university. I'm doing it
Okay,
through IGNU.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I also actually made up my mind to go with IGNU, but later I got to know about that in IGNU we have to go there, we have to give the exam and assess assignments and many things. So
Yeah.
which is something I don't want to do that. So that's why then I have chosen Manipal. That everything is conducted online, even
Okay.
exams, assignments, assessment, and your classes.
Oh,
So
okay. I'll make a note of that. Maybe I can look into it.
for your masters.
Yeah, I'm already planning.
Oh, why not? Why not? That's good, actually. So, I'm very keen, actually, to, of course, learn this language, as soon as faster. So, I have a couple of questions, like, because you are a trainer in this language, I would love to ask you. So,
Uh-huh.
how can we become, more confident while speaking English in front of others, especially?
Okay, so the thing with I'm not like a motivational speaker or anything, but I can give you a little like a little voice in your head to say you're doing well. Um, so what I like to do is assume that everyone's already like my best friend. In that way, I feel like a little more comfortable. I try to assume that everyone is someone I've known for like years and years and years, right? And I get more comfortable that way, easier. And also, I like to remind myself that these emotions like shame and embarrassment, or even the good side of like pride and prejudice, all those feelings are very temporary, and in 5 years if this moment won't affect me, I don't need to worry so much about it. At least with like public speaking or conducting a meeting with a bunch of people, that's what I think about. I feel like it's very hard though, so I don't want to like give advice knowing very well that I experienced like the same insecurities. But yeah, confidence, I just assume that everyone's my friend already and that they won't judge me. And that is a good way of looking at things because that's how humanity should be, right? And if you do end up judging me, we're just not going to talk again. That's all. But I'm
My
making it
God.
sound so easy. As I'm talking, I'm literally like in my head, like, you do know, like, you don't take this advice sometimes. So I understand that it can be very difficult talking in English. What about you? Like when you feel insecure in front of like a bunch of people talking, publicly, what do you do with about it?
Honestly, publicly, I haven't experienced it actually because I have just started my journey. So
Mhm.
it's been a while only for me. And right now, I'm only talking to like, this virtual call and some voice applications, like where we can do a
Yeah.
voice call with other co-learners. So I don't know maybe how it will feel, maybe when in future I'm going to, face a lot of people, like where I have to give a speech. So that's what I'm thinking. Because here sometimes I feel like you have a very friendless, like but against the nature. So I'm feeling very comfortable with you. But again, there are people, right, who have a very strict personality. They don't even bring a smile in their face, right? So sometimes in that case, we feel definitely uncomfortable while talking to them.
Yeah. I think the other thing is these soft skills like even just eye contact, or I feel like having a some sort of charm about you, having some sort of charisma about you is very important. And especially while talking to new people, I like to, work with my humor a little bit, or make a few jokes so that they feel comfortable sooner rather than later. Um, there's also like giving tidbits about my life and then, hearing tidbits from their life. Really, I feel like I know this might be like a bad thing, but I know they say it's a bad thing to like, break a few boundaries already. Like, talking to someone for the first time, you wouldn't share your darkest, deepest secrets, right? But I feel like if you don't, you're never going to get through to that person. So I always try to like, talk to them as if I'm talking to my mom, which which is
Oh yeah.
pathetic that that's the first person that came to my
I
mind.
think it's a bit good quality. I can say you can connect with a lot of people, like, very short span of time. You feel like, okay, you know that person, as you mentioned, for a long period of time.
Oh my
So,
God. You know what I want to ask you? Is this connected to like doing distance education? Because I feel like because I do distance education, I get a little more awkward talking to people in real life. I
correct.
You lose a bit of your like, wait, how did I used to talk like back in school? Like I can't remember. I think because the past few years I've been doing distance education, I've lost that like kind of, I guess, boundary. Like I just start talking like I'm talking to myself in the mirror or something. Both my examples of who I'm talking to is so pathetic. My mom and myself. Yeah, like when you meet with your friends now, like what is the initial like feeling you get? Because is it different now because of distance education?
Um, Actually, in my real life, also, I have a very few friend. Okay, one and two you can consider only. So whenever I meet, yeah, like it's something. Sometimes it seems like something is missing in between, right? Because we meet after a long time, maybe once in a year and twice in a year. That's it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Sometimes I also feel like I'm feeling disconnected from that, this word somewhere, especially when I see the pictures when friends are going together and they are enjoying. So I miss like this is something I'm going to do in my life or not.
Yeah. I think that's why the eye contact bit is so important because you're letting that person know I'm listening and I'm right here. And that kind of makes me feel more confident with whoever I'm talking to. Like if I can look them in the eye. Sometimes it's like I get very nervous though, and like I start fidgeting. But it's nice when you have someone who's gonna notice you fidgeting or noticing the little things about you. And that's another skill, right? Like when talking to people, it's always nice to start with like a compliment or just saying like, "Oh, I love your hair. Like, how do you style it?" Or it's so silly, but like those little things add to that relationship, right? There's almost like an automatic bond being created right there and then, right? So I
And
really suggest that. Even if you have nothing, just come up with a compliment. Like, I love your dress. Where did you get it? Tell me, send me a link, all those things. Do it head on so that there's already like a, rapport of some sort.
right, right. Actually, I would love to know your speaking journey. When did you start, and how long have you been in this profession?
Well, I've spoken English since forever, I think, because my dad was really good with English and he would get me all these books and he would travel a lot. So because of him, I'm really like, I feel like I'm well versed with English and English literature, right? But I do have an accent because of the media I consume as well. um, and teaching, I've been teaching little kids like first grade to sixth grade. I teach them and I've taught them for about a year now. And Clapingo, I've only started recently. Yeah.
Okay.
So with like grammar, I'm like in their level, like junior school, middle school level. And with conversational, I feel like I'm quite extroverted, so it's easier for me to talk to people.
Oh, you are extrovert.
Yeah.
Course, because you see, like you always, whenever you get connect with someone, so you try to feel like you know that person for a long period of time, and you try to show your humor in between. So,
Yeah. I also think sometimes you just have to fake it till you make it. Kind of like act like you're an extrovert until you become an extrovert. And I think that was my strategy, but I can't remember yeah. I used to get so nervous though. I would start shivering, my hands would all get sweaty, and I would like start fumbling. And I still do that, but I'm more like self-deprecating, or like I realize it quicker and I point it out so that we're both in on the joke. I don't let anyone make fun of me, because if you do, I'm in on the joke. So you don't have to worry. I'm there with you, you know?
most of the people don't, muster that courage. They can make themselves, what I can say. Like, take example. Now I'm learning this language. If I'm ready to make a fun of myself, so I'm not going to affect if others are going to make a fun of me. So this is the best thing if we can learn.
Yeah. I think for the longest time I would take myself so seriously, and I've realized that the older I'm getting, and I'm not like I'm still still at that point. But the older I'm getting, I think back to my day, back when I was just a little girl. This is so bad. But I always think that I'm like, as I'm growing up, the less seriously I'm taking myself, the better I feel around people. I'm able to make fun of myself and I'm fine with it. Before, if someone was making fun of me, it would be the worst thing that happened to me that whole year. And I would not like get up in the morning because of what happened yesterday. But now I'm just like, well, I have no control over it. I have no control over what they're thinking. I can just tell them, hey, be nice. What else can I say? Right. But right now, the people you surround yourself with, are they supportive of your journey?
Yeah, they are. I can say everyone is like very supportive. And if you accept yourself like you are a learner, I don't think so that people are going to make a fun of anyone. Because, and especially whoever have gone through the same pain, because I'm from like my background is completely different. Like it's been a year since I've been practicing this language. So before that, I had no environment where I could, talk to someone. So when I mention this thing, so they feel okay. They say like they appreciate like you are doing amazing. So of course they
Mhm.
are very supportive.
That's great. And like, what got you started on like clipping and stuff? Like, what is motivating you here?
Like actually, when we tracked with tutor, right? So that's give you another level of confidence, of course, because you know impart your knowledge, and somewhere they gives you some tips and tricks, and they discuss their journey also. So yeah, that's the amazing thing, and we should take a leverage of this thing also,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
But let's say
Let's say um
ooh, my voice is
my
echoing.
voice is echoing.
All right. Let's just say that
Let's just say
you
that
are giving advice to someone who is feeling less confident while talking in English. What would you say to them?
actually, first thing we have to learn, like accept this thing. This is just a language, right? Even when we go and learn any other foreign language like a Spanish and French or whatever it is, we don't feel ashamed to make a mistake, right? But when it's come to English, I don't know why we become more conscious about, no, it's not like, acceptable, like if we make mistake. So
Mhm.
first they have to remove this kind of, misconception from their mind, like English also is the language and we can make a mistake, and present your flaws and work on that. When you get to know about that your weak areas, and start speaking, forget about the rest of the things which keep coming as a hindrance in your journey. So yeah, that's something we can say, because the moment I started my journey, I was a complete beginner. Like, so I know, like, how it feels like. But again, if you just think about what others are going to think, so you are never going to achieve in your life. It can be anything. I'm not talking about this language only.
Yeah. I think what you said is really true about like make your mistakes because that's the only way. I know it's cheesy, but that's the only way you learn. But I feel like the other thing I just thought of was especially as Indians, since we've romanticized and like glorified English as like this foreign language, and anyone who speaks English well, you're like, are you from abroad? Because you get so like intimidated so quickly. I think we've glorified it so much that when we try to speak in English, we feel alien to ourselves, or we feel like it's this bougie um, it's completely alien to us. But instead of that, if you just try to take it as a language just as wonderful as learning Punjabi or learning Gujarati or something like that, I feel like it would be much more nuanced. Like the learning experience would be much more nuanced. You would allow yourself to make the mistake. You would allow yourself to watch more media in that language, talk to more people, including new words in your vocabulary. Like speak it as much as possible. That's the only way it'll feel like just a second language. It doesn't have to be this like, romantic idea of something great,
So I have a question for you. Actually, when you teach to others, especially I'm not talking about kids who's already maybe an intermediate level and all, and they're not good with grammar. So like what's your the method of teaching to them? Because if you teach them a grammar, they're definitely going to feel monotonous, right? And like it seems like it's a subject we are learning, correct?
Yeah.
So what's your technique?
I mean, with children, are you asking?
No, with what we can say, elder, like maybe the
Okay,
my
with
age.
adults, if I talk about grammar, right? Yeah, it's
Mhm.
very difficult because I don't want to bore them. I mean, I did have two older students when I started. They were like news anchors. So they wanted to get better at English for anchoring. But obviously, I didn't. Well, it was just when I started teaching. So I included a lot of grammar in their uh, classes, but obviously they stopped classes after a few months because they were like, it's just grammar and I'm not learning anything. I think with adults, you just have to talk to them like conversational English. And you have to make it fun for them through that. And you have to make sure the thing with people is we are all the main character of our lives. You are the main character of your life, and I'm the main character of mine. So we all love talking about ourselves. We love talking about our lives, our experiences. So all these different topics that Clapingo usually gives us, like talking about traveling or technology, you are instantly like, okay, I get to share my opinions. I get to share my side of the story. So
Like,
people, especially adults, love talking about themselves. With my kids, I ask them how your day, like, okay, how's your day? And they'll be like, good. Okay, did you do anything? Yeah. What was the thing you did? I played, you know. But with adults, you get a more nuanced response and it's better that way. So they just,
yes.
we all love talking about ourselves. You have to kind of profit off of that. Yeah.
Obvious, correct.
All right. So
Yes.
I have another class right now. So I'm gonna quickly end this. I'm so sorry
Mhm.
though. I do want to talk to you more because I mean you are also doing your
Yeah,
master's in
yeah,
English.
actually, no, no, no. No,
I
no, definitely, I would love to connect with you again and I'll see you in many more sessions. And it was nice speaking with you.
do too. Okay. Have a great evening. Yeah.
You too, you too. Yeah. Bye bye. Take care.